Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to online classes of grade 7 sciences. This is our second session, and in this session or in this lesson we will discuss the topic transfer of heat from chapter number 1 mentioned in your book, page number 5, 6 and onwards. Now, before starting this topic, you must know that heat can be transferred or moved from one place to another by three different ways, three different methods. Number 1, conduction. Number 2, convection. And number 3 is radiation. Here you see the first definition of conduction, which is the movement of heat through a solid such as a metal. किसी भी मेटल यानी सॉलिड सरफेस में से या सॉलिड में से हीट एनर्जी को गुजरना या एक जगह से दूसरी जगह हरकत करने का प्रोसेस या अमल कंडक्शन कहलाता है. नाउ द सेकंड हेडिंग, सेकंड मेथड, कन्वेक्शन. हीट इज कैरीड बाय अ लिक्विड और अ गैस in which warm air or liquid is less dense than the cold air or liquid. So, the warm air or liquid rises. कन्वेक्शन एक ऐसा अमल है जिसमें हीट एनर्जी लिक्विड और गैस में से गुजरती है, यानी लिक्विड और गैस में ही कन्वेक्शन का अमल हो सकता है. ये अमल सॉलिड्स में नहीं होता. इस अमल में जो वार्म एयर यानी गर्म हवा या गर्म लिक्विड होता है वो कोल्ड एयर और कोल्ड लिक्विड के मुकाबले में लेस डेंस यानी हल्का होता है. लिहाजा हल्के होने की वजह से वार्म एयर या वार्म लिक्विड ऊपर की तरफ उठते हैं, ऊपर की तरफ इनकी मूवमेंट होती है. राइजेस का मतलब ऊपर की तरफ मूव करना, यानी अगर कोल्ड एयर नीचे है तो वार्म एयर ऊपर की तरफ मूव करेगी. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि कन्वेक्शन के अमल में एक सर्कुलेटिंग स्ट्रीम, एक सर्कल बनता है, एक साइकिल बनता है जिसमें नीचे से हवा गर्म होने के बाद ऊपर उठती है और इस तरीके से ऊपर से गर्म हवा फिर नीचे की तरफ आती है और एक साइकिल की शक्ल में, एक सर्कुलेटिंग स्ट्रीम की शक्ल में एक आपका सेटअप बनता है, एक अरेंजमेंट बनती है जिसको हम कन्वेक्शन करंट भी कहते हैं. Now in front of you there is a picture of a cooker who is cooking something. I think he is cooking soup. Now as we know that heat can travel through solids, and this spoon is made up of metal which is a solid. You will know this if you have ever tried stirring hot soup in a saucepan with a metal spoon. Heat or thermal energy flows quickly from a soup through the spoon to your fingers, which soon begins to get hot. So this movement, can you identify what is this movement of heat called? Yes, good. This is conduction. Because what is conduction? The movement of heat through a solid such as a metal is called conduction. You can stir hot soup with a metal spoon but not for long. So hand gets hot and withdrawal, which shows that the cooker cannot handle this spoon for a longer period of time because it is too hot. Why? Because the whole material of the metal spoon actually made up of some metal. It is made up of metal. There is no another thing, that is the insulator or any plastic handle along with. So the heat can be transferred easily through a metal or solid rather than any other substances. Another important thing is the metal spoon conducts heat from the hot soup to your hand. So here we can conclude that the metal are the best conductors of heat and they can conduct heat from one place to another. In this regard, I must tell you about that copper is the best conductor of heat and it conducts heat 10 times better than iron. Clear? So this picture is about the conduction. I think you have understood it. While watching this picture, you can clearly observe that this spoon is made up of metal. So we can say that metals are the best conductors of heat. Do you know why? Why the metals are best conductors of heat? Because they can pass heat very easily, very quickly. Clear? So cooking spoon here or cooking utensils are made of metal so that the heat from the cooker can get to the food quickly. Non-metals such as glass and plastics tend to be the poor conductors. So what are the non-metals here? Can you see the non-metal in the picture? Yes? Yes, you are right. Plastic. Plastic is an example of a non-metal solid. So not every solid can conduct heat because some of the non-metals which are solid are the bad conductors of heat. Bad conductors of heat. Why they are called bad conductors of heat? Because heat cannot be transferred through them. And another name for the bad conductors is insulators. Insulators. What are insulators? Insulators are those materials which are the poor conductors of heat. Another example of insulator is air, glass. So all these materials are non-metals. That is, they are not metals. So in this picture you can see that the cooking material, that is here where you are making your soup, the handle of this cooking material is made up of plastic. So it is the plastic handle. And you can also see that the person is not withdrawing his hand. Person is not withdrawing his hand because this part of the utensil is not hot because it is made up of plastic. While on the other hand, this spoon is made of metal and metals are the best conductors of heat. While the plastic is an insulator, which is the bad conductors of heat, not the best one. Therefore, only the conduction can happen in the solids or metals rather than plastic, which are the non-metal solid or non-metallic solids. Another important thing that fur, feathers, wool, plastic foam, glass or mineral wool are good insulators. These are all examples of insulators. Why? Because they contain pockets of trapped air. And what is air? Air is also a very good insulator. Air can also not pass through them or through it the heat or thermal energy. Is it clear to all of you? कंडक्शन के प्रोसेस को समझने के लिए आपको एक रिलेशनशिप जो कि काइनेटिक थ्योरी से रिलेटेड है उसको समझना ज़रूरी है। काइनेटिक थ्योरी आपका एक ऐसा नज़रिया, एक ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट है जिसमें काइनेटिक का मतलब है, या ये वर्ड जो है वो काइनेसिस से लिया गया है और काइनेसिस का मतलब है मूवमेंट। सो एक ऐसा नज़रिया, एक ऐसी थ्योरी जिसमें मॉलिक्यूल्स या पार्टिकल्स की हरकत नज़र आए, आपको काइनेटिक थ्योरी से उसको रिलेट करना होगा। अब यहाँ पर आपको जैसे कि नज़र आ रहा है कि एक लॉन्ग मेटल बार, जो कि मेटल का बना हुआ एक बार या सलाख है, वो इस वक्त आपके सामने मौजूद है। आपने क्या किया है कि उसको एक साइड से, यानी एक सिरे से, एक एंड से उसको एक बर्नर या किसी भी सोर्स ऑफ हीट की मदद से आप उसको गर्म कर रहे हैं। ये जिस तरह से आपको नज़र आ रहे हैं कि फ्लेम्स जो हैं वो इस साइड को गर्म कर रहे हैं। अब यहाँ पर अंदर छोटे छोटे आपको सर्कल्स नज़र आ रहे हैं। ये सर्कल्स क्या हैं? ये एक्चुअली पार्टिकल्स हैं। और कौन से पार्टिकल्स हैं? जिनको हम मॉलिक्यूल्स कहते हैं। और ये सॉलिड मेटल में ऑल अराउंड जो है वो एक फ्रेमवर्क की शक्ल में मौजूद है। अब जैसे ही यहाँ पर जो पार्टिकल्स हैं उनको हीट एनर्जी प्रोवाइड होती है, ये क्या करना शुरू कर देते हैं, ये आगे पीछे इस तरह से मूवमेंट शो कर देते हैं, जिन्हें वाइब्रेशनल मोशन कहा जाता है। कैसी मूवमेंट शो करते हैं? वाइब्रेशन। ये वाइब्रेशंस करते हैं। क्या होती है वाइब्रेशन? टू एंड फ्रो मोशन। टू एंड फ्रो मोशन। टू एंड फ्रो का क्या मतलब हुआ? आगे पीछे। अपनी जगह से ये मूव नहीं करते, बल्कि आगे पीछे इस तरह से मूव कर रहे हैं। ये नहीं होता कि यहाँ से ये मूव करते हुए आगे चले जाएं। नाउ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग देन? आफ्टर वाइब्रेशन विच इज़ वेरी क्विक, क्या होंगे ये मॉलिक्यूल्स? अपने नेबरिंग, यानी इन दो पार्टिकल्स का नेबर कौन से हैं? ये दो या तीन मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं। तो ये अपनी हीट कहाँ ट्रांसफ़र कर देते हैं? नेबरिंग मॉलिक्यूल्स को। वहाँ से ये नेबरिंग मॉलिक्यूल्स उसी तरह वाइब्रेशन करते हैं और फिर अपनी हीट एनर्जी को ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट। और इस तरीके से बिट बाय बिट, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आपकी जो हीट एनर्जी का जो सोर्स है वो एक तरीके से क्या करता है? हीट को एक सिरे से पहुंचाते पहुंचाते मॉलिक्यूल्स को वाइब्रेशनल मोशन के तहत हीट एनर्जी को कंडक्ट कर देता है, यानी आगे की तरफ मूव करवा देता है। और एक वक्त ऐसा आता है कि मेटल बार का जो एक एंड है वहाँ से लेकर मेटल बार की दूसरे एंड तक की पूरी जो रॉड है या बार है वो गर्म हो जाती है, जो इंडिकेट करती है कि मेटल, स्पेशली जो सॉलिड मेटल्स होते हैं, वो आपके बेस्ट कंडक्टर्स होते हैं हीट को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रांसफर करने के लिए। नेक्स्ट मेथड ऑफ हीट ट्रांसफर इज कन्वेक्शन। Now basically convection, as you know, occurs in liquids and gases. Either the liquids and gases are poor conductors of heat, that is they are insulators. So why liquids and gases undergo or carry out convection if they are poor conductors? So basically the reason behind that, they can carry heat because their particles are free to move around. Look at this figure. For example, consider this liquid. So the liquid particles are not far apart from each other, just like you have seen in solids. So there are some spaces among their particles or molecules. So due to this space, they are free to move around inside the object in which they are present. Same is the case with the gases. Gases are freely to move because the particles in the gases are far apart from each other. They are present at much distance. But in case of solid, according to the kinetic theory, the molecules are arranged in such a manner that they are closely packed to each other. No spaces among them. As you can see in case of solid, no space, no area is available for the molecules to move here and there. In case of gas, you have a lot of space, so molecules are free to move. In liquid, it is somewhat medium case, not like solid, not like gas, but even they can move, their particles can move around. So what do you think, in which state of matter convection occurs? So can you guess? Yes, convection can occur only in liquid and gas. Why? Reason is in front of you. Because their particles are far apart from each other and they have spaces among them, so particles can move freely. While in case of solid, we do not have enough space for the particles to move around, because the particles in solids are held in a framework and cannot move around as they do in liquids and gases. Convection can be best understood by heating water in this electric kettle. Here you can see the heating element of the kettle. So convection happens when water is boiled in this electric kettle, then heating element in the kettle only warms the water that is touching it. Now warm water rises because it is less denser or dense than the cold water. So these orange arrows are representing hot water, while the green arrows are representing cold water. So the process through which the warm water rises and the cold water takes the place of that warm water is given the name convection. Cold water replaces the rising warm water, and this in turn also becomes warm and rises in this way, forming a continuous circulating stream. So what is this continuous circulating stream which is set up in the kettle called? This is called convection current. So this is the simple demonstration related to the convection in water and convection current. Another example of convection is observed in gases or air. As we know that air is a mixture of different gases. So heat energy must travel through gases because a room can be warmed by a heater. So suppose this is a living room or drawing room, and you have kept a heater at the corner of the room. This is heater. What happens when warm air is less than or less dense than the cold air? So the warm air above the heater rises in this way, and the cold air which is present in the room will move in this direction towards the warm air, but it is denser, it is more dense than the warm air. So this is indication of the warm air, while these arrows are representing the cold air. So cold air is moving like this, while the heated air moving upward. So the warm air above the heater rises and is replaced by the denser cold air. In this way, in the whole room, a convection current is set up. A convection current is produced and air circulates around the room. So whole room will get heat up. Is it clear to you? So this circulating stream in which the hot air rises and cold air replaces the hot air is basically called convection, and this whole setup is given the name convection current. So here you can see this example in a room where heater is placed. Convection can also be seen in this phenomena, in which during the daytime land is heated by the sun, which is more quickly as compared to the sea. Now this sets up a convection current. So air moves in from the sea, hot air from the sea rises and the cold air sinks down. When damp air, that is the hot air, warm air from over the sea rises, it cools to form clouds. So the cloud formation occurs where warm damp air rises and cools. So this is the simple phenomena in which you can also observe convection or convection current.